You are now listening to the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. All right, No Nation. This is the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. If you are watching us from YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is at National. That's at NATIONOLE. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell so you can get the latest episode coming on and stuff. And then for IGX and all our other links, we're on Linktree /National Show. That's NATIONOLESHOW. And you can check us out fresh on the website, national.com. That's NATIONOLE.com. COM. That will have the latest episode posted. And also we got that merchandise for you. T-shirts, sweatshirts. Come and holler at your boys. Get your No Nation printed on your back, on your front, and go out and rep that wonderful nation of Seminoles that we call National, baby.
That's
know
right.
How we do it.
That's
and we
right.
back, man. Y'all, I know y'all feel the energy in the shows now.
Woo.
We starting it up on the high. We ended it on the high. Everything about Noel is on the high right now, baby.
Everything is so good. So good. We started
Loving
conference play this week, man.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Exciting. We're going to get to that game.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get to a lot of great games this weekend, actually. There's a bunch of ranked teams facing each other that, that are worth us having a look at.
Nice.
There might be some juicy ones for us this weekend, I think. We'll talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
We'll get to a Pro No report, which is getting really long. It's getting a really long Pro No report. We gotta have a little heart to heart about the Pro No report bit. What else we got to talk about? Oh, we got to talk about last week, right? But
yeah.
First, I should apologize to you and to everybody. I was incredibly hungover last week, and I blame the beautiful nation of Puerto Rico. I'm sorry, the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, and the wonderful Puerto Ricans that live on the island of Puerto Rico. I had a lot of fun at the Puerto Rican Film Festival. I want to go every year for the rest of my life. Like, I really had a blast.
Amazing.
And but yeah, I'm glad you didn't share any clips on social media because I did not look my best. I was not feeling my best. Boy. I did not do my best. That was not my best show, and I apologize. That was unprofessional. You deserve better, Gangsterville.
It's all good, baby. It's all good. You got to party every now and then.
I certainly did, man. I certainly did. Oh boy.
Yeah.
But the party didn't stop at the end of the show. Like, it just continued straight through the weekend because Florida State did what they were supposed to do, and I enjoyed it. And our guys, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, man,
really good, buddy. Looking really good.
Man, they. I don't think my heart can take too many more of these games.
They are never out of it, right? They are never out of it, and we got to appreciate that. Man.
Yeah. But oh my goodness! And then
I heard Dan Le Batard say that Baker Mayfield has 4 game-winning drives in 3 games. It is slow. It's just it goes down to the wire every single game. I suspect it's going to be like that all year, but.
And then you put in all the injuries that we got, especially on offense, and he's still able to go out there and, shout out to Cleveland, shout out to Carolina, shout out to everybody that fumbled the Baker Mayfield bag because he finally landed in Tampa Bay, and we loving every minute of it.
Yeah, shit is real, buddy. Shit is real. It's fun, man. It is fun to be a Bucks fan right now, and it's fun to be a Seminoles fan. When it comes down to it, I just love football. I just love the footballs. All right. Last week, let's talk about the two games. There's two games we talked about other than Florida State. So let's talk about those. Oklahoma went to Auburn. I'll be honest, I was leaning towards Auburn. If you listen to the show, you heard me. Auburn. I thought Auburn. I still think Auburn's really good. Okay. The last, I'm gonna say 5 years maybe. Haven't really seen the Oklahoma that we're used to. Right. I was a little worried when we were seeing them not playing well and then join the SEC. I didn't know what Oklahoma would look like in the SEC, but boy, they have a good squad this year. They are playing well, and it is like party time in Norman again. You know what I mean? It's good to see them back, even if I'm not like an Oklahoma fan in any way.
One thing I like about Oklahoma is kind of like Texas and Alabama and Georgia is they keep those trenches locked down. Offensive line, defensive line, they always keep those hog mollies there. So as long as you got that line, hell, look at Miami, man. That was the way they was able, Cristobal was able to turn them over is by focusing on the offensive and defensive line. And look at that defensive line now, whatever. So that's how I kind of felt Oklahoma had the edge. Auburn's not a bad team, but they remind me of a lot of the Auburn teams of old. Really, they remind me a lot of the Gus Malzahn Auburn, where they have a good offense, decent defense, but they focus on special teams and the little crannies of football or whatever. But when you don't have that line or those special players to match up, sometimes it gets away from you.
It's real talk right there, man. That is real talk. The other game. Well, we're gonna talk about Oklahoma and Auburn probably a lot more this season. It's not like SEC is interesting. It's not the SEC of usual where there's two teams that you're pretty clear it's going to be one or the other, right? The SEC is legitimately up for grabs for the first time in a while. So I don't think that conversation's over. That's all I'm saying. And in the end, Oklahoma might have a say in this, but we'll see. The other game was Miami at Florida, right? In the end, it was crazy. I mean, it was kind of a close game, even though Miami seemed to be dominating. But in the end, 26-7, Miami wins. That defense is looking fast, dude. That offense wasn't exactly in sync, but that defense was looking good, man.
I will give. I'm not taking no credit away from Miami's defense because Miami's defense, the defensive line was superb and went out and did what they wanted to do. But that fucking offense from Florida is inept as hell, bro. Like they cannot.
Clearly injured and not at his best.
Yeah. Injured.
He came into the season injured, and it's gotten worse, not better. And they are worthless without him at 100%.
I think it's even bigger than that, bro. It's a lot of like play calling questions, like how do you starting running back only get like 10 or 12 carries versus Miami? Whenever he gets a good run, it's like okay, we go back to the pass 3-4 times. So I think there's a lot of play calling issues going on. And remember when we talked about like how our coach last year, he's like, cool, I bring in an offensive coordinator, let him call the plays, let me manage, because college football, and that's why you're seeing this like people like Nick Saban or whatever are leaving, because the college football coach position is evolving. It's not all about X's and O's no more the way it was when Bobby Bowden was here or whatever. It's all about managing a business at this point or whatever. And in order to manage a business of this size, you have to have people that you can trust to do those smaller things, like play calling, especially if you're in that. And Florida's off. I can't think of the last time I've seen a Florida offense that stunk this bad with so many talented people on it. It's just like But hey, it is what it is, man. We
right.
saw the same thing last year, or whatever, with our offense, man. A bunch of players, that came in that was supposed to expected to do stuff, and even some that went out, and went to other colleges and maybe doing a little something now, or whatever. Just couldn't get it right or whatever on our team. So a lot of that comes down to coaching, like we say, or whatever. But Florida, man, they'll be lucky to get fucking 2 wins this year the way that they're playing, because
it looks like that, man. And in a weird way, that scares me. The last thing I want is for them to be having this horrible year and them have what, you know what I mean? They got this one game circled on their calendar. Like this will help, this will make us feel better. But I think I think they're just not. It's just not. They don't have it this year. I did say the SEC was up for grabs, and if you would have told me it was like that in August, middle of August, I would have said, "Oh man, Florida might be in the mix." But
yeah, me too.
They ain't winning that conference.
Man. Oh,
it's not even that there's so many good teams; it's that they're all the same. I honestly, I don't think the best. Yeah, the standings are accurate. I think. I don't think the best team in the SEC is the best team in the country this year, and it's the first time I've said that in a long time.
Totally agree with that, man.
Yeah. It's all right. Well, we'll talk more about some of these teams in a little bit. Let's. There's some things to talk about. Let's do this Pro Note report, and then we'll talk about this coming weekend. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The reason I'm excited about this is because of the baseball part of the conversation. All right. But first, real quick.
I hope we got a big dumper reference.
Real quick, our guy Brooks Koepka, who's had a really bad year in LIV and in the majors, has been playing the last few weeks on the European tour. I don't know if he's trying to work it out or trying to get his head right or get his points up, get his world standing points up, whatever his motivation is. After missing the cut 2 weeks in a row at the Irish Open and some tournament, BMW tournament, which is in England. He took 4th at the French Open this weekend against really a good field of talent from PGA guys and European DP World Tour guys and others. His putter was on fire, and he had especially Saturday. He played really well all weekend. Hopefully, it's indicative of like a return to form, health, if it was a health concern, if it was in his head or a focus concern, whatever it was. But good to see him back in action. We can talk a little bit more NWSL next week because, like I said, we got to get to this baseball stuff. It looks like we may have two different Florida State alums in the playoffs. And we could have a third. The Astros, who Cam Smith plays for, he's a right fielder for the Astros. He's in and out. You know what I mean? A couple at bats a game, not playing entire games. But the Astros have a deep roster, so they're able to match up against pitchers. He sometimes will come off the bench as a pinch hitter, but they are fighting for the wild card right now. They might be on the outside looking in. I think they only have 4 or 5 games left, so they're fighting for that. For a wild card spot because the Mariners have clinched that division. They have been hot the last week, or really 2 weeks. It was just 2 weeks ago that they were 1 game back on the Astros. Now they're 5 games up and they've clinched the division. And our guy, the fuel of this team right now, the Mariners, the fuel of the Seattle Mariners, the dude who's leading them to all these wins, had another couple home runs. I had 2 just last night. He is now at 60 home runs on the season. He is only the 6th player to ever get 60 home runs, including such legendary names you may know like Bonds and Ruth and McGuire. It's an incredible list that he is on. The fact that he's been knocking them out the park from both sides of the plate is incredible. The fact that he does it as a catcher is incredible. It's really a great story, and it's going to be fun to watch him and the Mariners in the playoffs. Also in the playoffs will be Luke Weaver, who is a relief pitcher, I think he's a lefty, left-handed pitcher for the Yankees. They have clinched the wild card spot. They're presently tied with Toronto, or for the division for the AL East. But whoever takes second in the division will definitely be going to the playoffs. The football. Let's get into the football. There's a lot of nulls, so let's get into the football. Our guy Trey Benson, who is now taking the majority of the snaps, because we just talked about how James Conner was kind of RB1, but now it's going to be Trey. He's going to be.
I think he's gone for the season, right?
Yeah, he's out for the season. So they lost this weekend. It was a close game. I think they lost by 1, maybe 2 points to the 49ers, but he had 10 carries for like 42 yards. He had a couple of receptions. He is going to be the bell cow, I think is the phrase, or maybe I just made that up, but he's definitely going to be a big part of their offense, and whatever Atlanta's going to do, it's kind of going to be on his back, right? Kyler Murray can't do it all by himself.
Yeah.
Josh Sweat
early because they play tonight.
Yeah, that's right. They play tonight. Arizona also on the Cardinals is Josh Sweat. He had a pair of tackles and a sack and half a stuff. I love those stuff odds or those stuff stats. That's a good one. Keon Coleman and the Bills, they rolled. They beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins were in it late, but I don't know. The Bills were kind of just kind of messing around, playing with their food. You know what I mean?
Right.
The Dolphins were in it because the Bills let them get in it or stay in it.
Right.
But Keon Coleman, three receptions, 20 yards. I suspect his numbers go up later in the season, but right now it really feels like Josh Allen's trying to keep everybody, involved, get everybody included, and think long term and etc.
They playing Brady ball, throwing to the open man.
That's right. Sometimes it's all you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzgerald plays kicker for the Panthers. Panthers got their first win of the season with a big win over Atlanta Falcons. I love seeing that. That's good for the Bucs. So bravo. Bring them up because kickers. Why are we talking about kickers? The guy went 3 for 3 from at field goal on the field goals with a long of 57 yards, which is becoming like not a big deal in the NFL, right? Like people are lining up for
back in our day, that was
unheard of, right? But 57-yarder, but the homie hasn't missed a field goal yet this season.
Damn.
So keep an eye on that, man. Hopefully, he keeps rolling. Mario Edwards for the Texans, active, but he hasn't played a down all season. Jerry Jones didn't play for the Jaguars this weekend. Nandi didn't play for the Chiefs this weekend. But Derwin James, let's talk about the Rams. Derwin James, the Rams beat the Broncos. That's what they do. But our guy, 12 tackles, a sack, and 3 stuffs. The Chargers are playing really well right now. But that's largely because of his leadership on defense, man. And it is, I can't think of a more perfect marriage between a defensive leader and the head coach. Like, it's sort of like his brother had Ray or Ray Lewis, right? And now this Harbaugh, I always mess them up, so I never say their names. You don't say John or Jim or whatever. You don't mess them up.
Yeah.
There's this Harbaugh and there's that Harbaugh.
Right.
This Harbaugh has Derwin James, and it is, it's effective. It's working. It's fun to watch.
He's always been an impact in the league. I knew he was going to be special at Florida State. You can line him up anywhere on the line, as a linebacker, as a safety. He's those traditional safeties that we saw in the 90s, early 2000s or whatever. Big body, big frame, and can do it all. Can cover, can smash you. The modern day just old school heavy hitter, man. Loving it.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch. All right, let's see what else we got over the Rams. Brandon Fisk. The Rams lost a game to the Eagles, 33-26. I think the Eagles are probably the class of the league, so I don't think the Rams should, be too dejected from that loss. I think they're a good team, even if we've just seen them beat a bad Texans and a bad Titans so far. I think they're going to be in the mix, make a run in the playoffs. That'll largely be fueled by this defense. This defense, especially the defensive line, is just no joke, right? So Brandon Fisk had a pair of tackles this weekend, but Jared Verse had 6 of them at a big sack, a pair of stuffs. Like he's really like the two of them play well together. It's fun that they're both on the same defensive line. But man, Jared Verse is really something special, man. Really something special to watch. Who else?
Was smart. I still say that was smart on the Rams to draft those two.
Great,
because it's one thing to have defensive linemen that rotate together, but to have defensive linemen that have already played together, that knows like, okay, you do this, I do this. It's and they've been gelling since day one, bro. Day one.
Yeah, man. You see the Eagles do it by drafting all the guys from Georgia. It's not. You see certain teams when you look through their roster, you'll see like, holy shit, look at all these guys that went to Michigan. That's not by accident. That's often they'll have one of the assistant coaches used to be the fill in the blank there or whatever it is. Like there's reasons for that. There's reasons for that. Who else? Josh Farmer for the Patriots. Patriots lost to the Steelers 21-14. I think a lot of teams are going to lose to the Steelers this year. I think people are sleeping on how good the Steelers are. All right. This isn't going to be a 500 team. This is not going to be a 500 Tomlin team. I think when it's all said and done, they're going to have 11 or 12 wins and be something. But in the loss, Farmer had a tackle and stuff. He's contributing to the Patriots. It's not the best team, you know what I mean? So it's a tough spot for him, but he's doing what he can, and I suspect he's going to be a part of their long-term plans. The Giants, Brian Burns, right? Giants, yeah. They lost bad to the Chiefs. If you can, I think the Giants are easy to beat, basically. If you can position yourself to eliminate their pass rush from their bag, you're in great shape. So if you take an early lead and just run the ball, you win. It's just they're not going to be able to slow you down or get back in the game. That being said, Brian Burns is a beast. Had 6 tackles, had a sack, had a stuff. He's just a monster. And he brought that with him from Tallahassee. He also had 2 passes defended. And he's a monster. But I could argue he would be productive in any defense. And there's a lot of teams there's a lot of defensive rosters that he might even be more effective on.
More help around him, yeah.
That's right. But he's a big part of the Giants, to whatever that is. Who else we got? Oh, Graham Gano, also on the Giants, real quick, while we're talking about the Giants. He is questionable going into next week, but this past weekend he was, look at that, 1 for 1 on the field goals. Nothing special. Not even it wasn't even a long one. Nothing to note. Tough sledding for the Giants. It's with the Eagles looking that good. At least the Cowboys are pretty good. At least the Redskins might be gettable, but I don't think it's going to be their year. On the other side in New York, Jermaine Johnson did not play for the Jets, and he continues to be questionable going into next week. And who else we got? We got a couple more, man. Azariah Thomas, our guy, also on the Jets, right? He what's this one? No stats other than a single pass defended. Often, I know it sounds weird to say this, but often that's a sign of great play when you're a cornerback. Because it means
they're not throwing it.
Right. It means they're scared of you. So, I would be proud of that line, another cornerback, Jalen Ramsey on the Steelers. We talked about them. They beat the Patriots 21-14. He had a tackle, and that's about it. He's kind of just popping in there as needed. You know what I mean? Like he's not in there every play. He's rotating in and out. But whatever, that defense did what they had to do. They keep winning. They're a team. You know what I mean? They're a serious team in the conversation. The 49ers, I mentioned earlier, they had the win against the Jaguars. They play Jaguars next week. They had the win against the Cardinals. Tatum Bethune had a tackle, and that's about it. It's all right. He's contributing to the Niners, and I think that's it. Oh, I apologize. Ricardo Green, also on the 49ers, or sorry, Renardo Green, also on the 49ers. 4 tackles. Good game. 4 tackles this week, and another guy nobody really wants to mess with. When he's out there, they're kind of trying to avoid him. He's a good cornerback. Unfortunately, he is questionable. The reason I accidentally said Jaguars a second ago, he is questionable going into the Jaguars game this weekend. And lastly, the final null on this in the NFL right now is Eddie Goldman. He plays for the Washington Commanders. He had a tackle. He's contributing. He's kind of rotating in and out on that D line for the Commanders. It's a big win for them against the Raiders. You've seen Mariota kind of play really well with his opportunity. And it's been just a coincidence that it's been against his teams. Didn't he play the Falcons last week? Not the Falcons. I apologize. They played it was the Raiders this past weekend. And
that's right.
I think maybe the Falcons are on their schedule though. Yeah, he was a Raider. That's what I'm saying. It's one of his own teams. Yeah. They play the Falcons this week. So it just so happens that there's an injury and he gets to come out and play against his two former teams. This one's going to be special. He's going to be so motivated this weekend. I know it's a college football fad, but maybe bet the Commanders this weekend against the Falcons. So that is your very long pro report for Thursday, September 25th, 2025. And hey, man, maybe we got to start doing 2 shows a week. One, and just like on Mondays, we'll review the game from the past weekend. We'll review the other games we picked on the past weekend, and we'll do the Pro No report. And then on the next weekend, maybe just preview the weekend coming up. Maybe that's next season. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year.
We'll chat on it. We can talk on it.
Yeah, it's just there's so many nulls in the NFL that the Pro No report sometimes takes a while.
All
right. Well, let's get into this weekend. Like I said, there's some really good football, right? Really good football games in college. USC is 21 in the nation, and are going to Illinois. Illinois got beat down by Indiana and put in their place, right? Or I don't know if Illinois is bad. Maybe Indiana is just really good. Because it's hard to beat a ranked team the way Indiana did. Okay. But Illinois is a home dog. Coming off that loss, they are getting 6.5 points at home against USC. I would argue that the USC offense might be one of the best in the country, and their defense might be one of the worst, right? It's one of those kind of teams. This is a noon East Coast kickoff. It's the Fox Big Noon special, right? Or whatever that's called. And that means 12 minus 3, 9. It's going to be 9 a.m. internal clock for the USC players. I suspect that means a slow start out of their offense.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
And if you have a slow start out of your offense when you got no defense to begin with, plus Illinois is coming off a bad loss and getting 6.5 points at home, their fans are going to be like, it's now or never. Their team is going to be like, what the fuck happened last week? Let's protect the house. Like, it's going to be, this has all the variables that I look for. A West Coast team playing in an early time slot, etc. All the some people call them cliches. I look for identifiers as good possible wagers. I kind of like this. I think I might have a little something on Illinois plus 6.5. And if that goes up to 7, I'm definitely betting it. I'm definitely keeping an eye on that line.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. You know? Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to get up for a game when it's, dawn. Right. So I it's a tough spot for USC.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So spot even watching it. Hell.
Hey, let me ask you. Yeah. For you.
I'm about to say, for me. I gotta get up 9 in the morning.
I can get up, I can get a few things done and then turn it on. Right? All right, let's move to the next game. And let me ask you. I don't know if the answer is fucking no. Do you know anything about a story involving Lane Kiffin's daughter?
Ooh, no, I don't.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me make
I wanted to tell you this story so bad.
Yeah, I gotta make the screen big.
Okay. This weekend, number 4 in the country, LSU, is going to number 13, Ole Miss. The Fighting Lane Kiffins, right? LSU is the underdog in this game. They're getting 1.5 points. Cool. Good talk. Now, Lane Kiffin's daughter, kind of a looker. Stunning. All right? Really stunning. Stunning. Breathtaking. Student at Ole Miss, right? Apparently, for the past 4-5 months, several months, has been dating the star linebacker on the LSU football team.
Oh, wow.
Didn't really tell anybody. Nobody really knew about this, right? Like, they were just dating. It was, they were keeping it low key, whatever. About 5 days ago, she hard launched and, put a picture of her sitting on his lap in like the living room and them cuddling and everything onto Facebook, and, all that. Like, my boo, my king, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, did the game, right? Announced to the world. Right? Week of the game, she does this. So yes, of course, every LSU fan's like, and every Ole Miss fan is like, So she puts this picture on Facebook. Lane Kiffin puts a comment. 3 words. Take the over. Dude found out that the linebacker on the other team is banging his sorry, that was inappropriate. The linebacker on the other team is dating and probably never more than holding hands with his daughter 5 days before playing the number 4 team in the at home. Yo, and of course now they're favorites to win the game.
I can definitely see that now. Yeah,
man. That Ole Miss offense, I don't think they're going to be punting. Right? I think they're going for it. I think they're going
4-down touchdown.
Going for it. I think they're going for it. I am very excited about this game for all the wrong reasons, for all the soap opera around it. I love this shit.
You just added extra glory to it, man. Just the X's and O's alone was enough, but damn, this that sauce in it right now.
This is a huge game for Ole Miss, and now, amazing. Shout out to Timmy Nebraska for keeping me, informed on that one. That's a good one.
Nice. That's crazy.
That's a good one. I'm so happy you hadn't heard about it yet. I'm so happy I got to tell you. All right, Oregon, number 6 in the nation. Right, I mean, we got 4-13. We got 6 number versus 3. Oregon is plus 3.5 points at Penn State. Another West Coast team traveling east. This is 3:30 East Coast start. So we're talking 12:30 internal clock for Oregon. That's not as big of a deal as what USC is dealing with in Illinois, but still, it's a long trip.
Takes you out your comfort. It's
a long trip, man. The way the Big Ten is now organized or whatever, constructed, right? It's created some really long trips. I I know they got nice planes nowadays, right? I know they have nice planes for these kids, and I know, or these, plus staffs and training staff. I mean, they're traveling. It's probably 120 person travel party.
Mm-hmm. Right?
It's easy, but still, man, Oregon to Penn State is that's not the easiest trip. Oregon's great. I think Oregon could be the best team in the country at the end of it all, when it's all said and done. But Penn State's really hard to beat at home, and Penn State is not messing around, and they could also very well be the best team when all is said and done. I don't know if Oregon's going to win this game. If Oregon has a loss this season, it's this weekend. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Same. And I got to look at this game to see what's up, man, because this year in college football reminds me of the Any Given Sunday term in NFL. Any given Saturday, anybody can get it, because like you said, bro, not for just the SEC, but for college football in general, there's not a powerhouse. There's not a team that's really knocking teams out so bad to be like,
where's Ohio State?
Good.
Where's Ohio State, right? Notre Dame lost their first 2 games. Alabama is not the Alabama of old. Georgia looks like they've lost a step.
Yeah, everybody, bro. Like, honestly, we look like the best team out there, man.
Well, you're biased, this motherfucker, and I love you for it, and I love you for it. But
outside of that, bro, we have the number 1 offense in the nation right now. We put up more yards in the first 3 games than we did all of last year. Like, what we're doing statistic wise,
2 of those teams again. Come on, man. Two of those teams. Kent State.
I get it, but you look at
East Texas A&M,
right? But when you look at those 2 lower ranked teams, what did we do, bro? We scored fucking 77 versus one and 60 something versus another. Yeah. No team has scored 77 versus them, and you got teams like Miami that's played fucking Bethune-Cookman and shit or whatever. Teams that play FAMU and no disrespect to Bethune-Cookman and all of them or whatever, but you have teams that have played other teams.
They also played Florida and Notre Dame too, right?
Yeah. But that's my thing, though. Let's not
discredit those.
But look at the Florida and Notre Dame games, though, or whatever. Like, I was bringing up LSU earlier. Like, LSU really don't impress me now, because look at, they got the 17-10 win over Clemson. Who the fuck is Clemson?
Their defense is impressive to me, but they're kind of making up for some mistakes on offense right now. Yeah, but I think those offensive mistakes might get ironed out.
Yeah, but my thing is any defense can look impressive going against an inept offense. You know what I mean? Kind of the thing with Miami and Florida, LSU and Florida. Like, I can't gauge the Florida game and say, oh, you got a great defense because you beat Florida, when Florida can't even fucking move the ball. You know what I mean? Yeah. And even though we played 2 scrubs, we played fucking Alabama, bro. And we not only played them, we fucking dominated them. And afterwards, Alabama has showed that this is not like, oh, Alabama's shitty as fuck this year.
No, they're 17th in the nation after taking a bad L to start the season, and they're now up to 17th in the nation. That's actually the next game we're talking about. Let's get into it. I'm not betting. Long story short, I'm not betting on Oregon on the road at Penn State. They're even with 3.5 points.
Hell no.
Penn State probably. I don't know if they cover the 3.5. I'm not betting that game. That's an easy game to pass on. If I had to, though, I'm leaning towards Penn State. You brought up Bama, 17th in the nation now. They're getting 3 points on the road at Georgia. This is become the premier rivalry in the conference for the last 10 years, right? This is a bigger game than Bama-Auburn has been since Trey Mason, since DJ Maceo from De La Soul's son was running the ball for Auburn.
That's his name. I was trying to think of him talking to one of my
Trey Mason. Shout out.
Tough
go of it after getting drafted by the Rams, but injuries and some chaos. But man, shout out to him. Shout out to his family. Shout out to his father and his father's friends. And rest in peace to Dave. And shout out to De La Soul. They are. They might be my favorite rapper. They're right. It's them, the Roots. That's about it. Like, it might just be those 2. Dilated Peoples is up in there. Oh, SBE. I really like this group. I wish they would make more music and put stuff. Little comeback out, real reunion project, baby. All right, I was just setting myself up for that. That was fun. So Bama is getting 3 points to Georgia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Georgia kind of losing a step from last year. We saw Alabama kind of trip up but recover since week 1. What are your thoughts on this one? In Atlanta, which isn't really a road game. No, sorry, in Athens, but I mean it's not that far for Alabama.
Right. I'm going with Alabama on this one, man. I've seen more from Alabama to show me that they're not the Alabama of old, but still a force to be reckoned with, versus Georgia, who's kind of I put them with fucking LSU. They've looked inept on offense at times or whatever. Defense is holding them through, but you can definitely tell there's been a drop for the last 3 years. There's been a drop in Georgia every year with all of that talent that they've been losing. And I think that drop comes from they haven't been able to replenish that talent that they've been putting in the NFL.
Right.
NIL,
a lot of players are on the Eagles.
Yeah, and then players are going to other teams and stuff or whatever, transferring out, and you're not able to, like, 3 years ago when they won the title, they was like at NFL talent. First string, second string, all across the line or whatever.
Legit. Now, I mean, it's harder to stockpile. You know what I mean? We've seen the changes with the portal and the NIL bags, and things are just a little different than they used to be. And it's hard also when everybody's
losing that tight end that they had. That tight end was their safety blanket.
Bowers?
The moment they lost, Bowers. Once they lost Bowers, that's when you saw Carson Beck decline. That's when you saw that offense in general decline, because he was that
position is important.
Oh yeah, definitely. We know.
Yeah, good point. Man, what I wouldn't do. What was homie's name? His dad was the Golden Cub, we called him, because his dad was Arnold Palmer, or his grandfather was Arnold Palmer, the Golden Bear. Nick, he went to the Bills. What was his name? He was a tight end. Oh man,
Nicolari.
Oh,
yeah. Jack Nicholson's
grandson.
Yeah,
man, what's he up to? I wonder if he wants to take a percentage of a starting a small media brand that's built around athletics at Florida State, and he wants to come start doing some shows. We got shares set aside for the right business partner. Maybe he wants the podcast about Florida State football.
Yeah.
Back to this Bama Georgia game. I am inclined to follow your lead on this. I think you're right. I think it's going to be a very close game, and if it's a close game, give me the team that's getting 3 extra points. So I'll take Bama here. I'll take Bama. I expect it to be riveting television. I really do. I really do. All right. Well, one other game we got to talk about. Our beloved. All right, you're good. I'll talk about it. Our beloved Florida State Seminoles are going to Virginia to play the Cavaliers. Okay. Cavaliers are getting 7 points at home, so they're home dog. If you like Virginia, you can get 7 points. But if you like Florida State, there are 1 or 2 books out there that are offering this spread at 6.5. Specifically, Frank Delano used those initials, FD. The reason that might be enticing is because then you win on the touchdown instead of push. This game opened at 9.5, which means it's come back towards Virginia. That means a lot of money is being bet on UVA. I think I know why. Right? They're lowering that number to try to entice action on Florida State because people are jamming UVA because they're worried Florida State might be feeling themselves. And more than that, they're worried about Florida State looking forward to Miami next week. The fact is everybody's talking about Florida State, especially since Miami beat the University of Florida last week. The fear is that this becomes a trap game. We see it happen all the time. Even more in college football than in the NFL. We see teams that are taking losses because of the schedule and not because of the play on the field or the schedule's impact on the play on the field. This is a bad spot for Florida State. This is a concern, and it might be a reason not to bet on. Now, Friday night game. Get your calendars right. All right. Text your in-laws. Tell them you ain't coming this weekend. Right? You ain't coming to dinner. You got plans. Don't mess up and thinking it's a Saturday game, going out, saying you're going out to your wife, or going out to dinner with your wife on Friday night. You're going to have to break those plans, right? Do not forget, kickoff Friday night, not Saturday morning. Right? That's really important. Now, I shared all my feelings while you were gone, Gangstaville, but I suspect I know what you're about to say. So let me take a shot at this. I suspect you're going to say, not ready for this. We're about to roll in. We're the number one offense in the nation. We will cover this 7-point spread or 6.5 if you shop around. And Virginia doesn't have the athletes to slow down our offense. On defense, they run the ball a lot too, but it could be a low scoring game, but ultimately Florida State's going to outscore them by double digits. How close am I to your expectations?
95% on, bro. That is pretty much precisely what I was gonna say, man. On top of that, the only thing you missed out that I was gonna mention is their injuries, bro. They have 5 or 6. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offensive linemen are injured. 3 of them are
3 of their starters and 3 of their backups, which is horrible, for them.
Yep. And then on top of that, one of their playmakers, the wide receiver 23, Tristan Ward, he's out. They got 2 cornerbacks out, another DB. Like, bro, it's the injuries that they have. You mix that with the competition that they've gone up against, and everything that they've done. I don't see us losing or not covering the spread. Let
me ask one question that kind of ties into what I was talking about before you got back. Are you concerned at all about focus by the players on Florida State? Because we have Miami next week, and everyone and their mothers are talking about Miami going to Florida State. It's the last hard game on Miami's schedule, and it's the first big test for Florida State or whatever. Are you concerned at all about that?
I'm not worried about that, and this is why. Last year, I felt like a big part of the turmoil that we had was because of the lack of focus. It was too many people from the team the year before focused on us not getting in the playoffs, focused on how the year ended, and then other people coming in focusing on continuing the year that we had before instead of focused on what's in front of them. And you saw that because
job at hand, task at hand.
A lot of those games we was close in the first quarter, and then once they got ahead, it's like the people just lost focus, was just out of it. Like, oh, okay, you got us. I win.
You feel like that was addressed to the point that you think these guys are thinking about this game, this job, this play.
This year it is the exact opposite, bro. I'm hearing stuff from. I knew it when we beat. Like, look at Castellanos before the Alabama game. This ain't the Alabama.
Talking that shit.
Nick Saban ain't gonna save y'all. And when he talks, and he didn't just talk shit, because I didn't know the guy. I'm just watching and learning him. And what I realized from learning him is he's talking from what he's seeing practice on the field. He's talking from the faith that he has in all the players and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's his third school, right? It's his third. This is his third, college camp. Like he knows. Like, wow, look at this team.
Right? Yeah. And not only that, like when we play Kent State and those small teams, you hear players saying, "Oh yeah, we left some touchdowns out there. Oh man, I wish we could have had a couple more plays. We had some missed opportunities and stuff." Like, bro, we scored 77 points. What you mean a missed opportunity? Like, but that's the attitude that this team has, and with that attitude and that focus. I don't see them looking over Virginia, looking up to Miami or whatever with, like I've been talking with Donald, with the consistent disrespect that we get from ESPN. You know, that alone should be enough to fuel us. How the hell you blow teams out every week and then drop a spot? You know, not that it even matters, but you know,
yeah, that's gonna work itself out. That's our responsibility.
Yeah, but I'm saying you use that as an extra chip to put on your shoulder. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You guys went out there and kicked ass and they dropped you down. Show them what you're made of.
If we beat Virginia, or after we beat Virginia, there's a good chance that College Game Day comes to Tallahassee.
Or hell yeah.
Miami. I mean, there might be another big game or something. They might not, but they might.
Because if we win, it'll probably be a top 5 matchup.
Maybe. If they do, shit, that's going to be tough on Herb Street. Florida State, the drunk asshole Florida State fans, not us, distinguished gentlemen, charming Florida State fans, not the guys like us. Yeah. Drunk asshole Florida State fans. There's a couple. I hate saying it. There's a couple. They're going to say some really rude shit to fucking Kirk Herbstreit. They're going to say some really rude shit to Kirk Herbstreit.
He deserved every bit of it from the way. Hey, you reap what you sow.
Still. Stay classy, Tallahassee. You know what I'm saying?
Stay as classy as Kirk was the year before last, talking about us. Put it that
way. All right. Big game, man. This is our first road game.
Mm-hmm. In a conference
first ACC game. This is a big game, bro. This is a big game. The last thing we want to do is trip up. It would be brutal. It would be brutal. It would be really brutal. It could be a 2-loss. You know what I mean? It could lead to another loss. I'm not even talking about the Miami game, but it just changes the mentality, right? Got to win this game. Got to win this game. So get them ready. Coach them up.
All right, players. Y'all know what time it is, man. We got Virginia coming, not Saturday, but tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Coach, sorry to interrupt, but we're going there. Going to Virginia. You better back, buddy.
We going to Virginia tomorrow. Tomorrow. And what does that mean? The whole world is against us, baby. We saw that 2 years ago. They all want to see us fail. They already got us slated losing to Miami. They already talked us off with, we don't deserve to be this, and we're not that, and we're overrated this. And when we beat Alabama, they're the Alabama, not the Alabama the O. But when they beat someone else, look at Alabama. Well, you know what you do to shut them haters up? You come out every week and you punch them in the mouth. You smash mouth them. You kick them. You kick them when they're down and out and walk over them and then grab your buddy from the back and bring him up to walk over them. We want nothing but pure, utter dominance. And that's how we're going to play not only this game, but every single game going forward. Show us that Florida State dominance of the old that you've already showed us this year that you can do. Whether it's an unranked team or one of the top teams in the nation, y'all got to see us, baby. And on that field, ain't no rankings, ain't no 5 stars, ain't even no sophomores, junior, senior, freshman status. Ain't nothing but pads and helmets and a football and an ass to lay on the ground. Who's going to do it? Go Noles, baby.
I'm ready. This is my favorite part of the week is when you get me all excited for football. This is awesome. I love it. Sorry it's so long. Or maybe it's just going to start being an hour-long show. So because we got a lot to talk about, and we're really good this year. So it's not like last year. It's different, a whole different world. If you like the show, or if you don't like the show, or if you got suggestions for the show, or if you got ideas for the show, email us. It's nationalshow@gmail.com. NationOleshow. And I'm sure you know how to spell @Gmail, baby. So do that. any suggestions, any ideas, whatever you got, or picks. If you know a little something, if you know a fix in somewhere, we got no problems hopping on that. Let us know, clue us in. Also, you can go to national.com. We got all the links. We got all the merch available. For some reason, the mug's not showing up, but we got to get that available again soon because I like drinking coffee. We'll talk about that. But the hoodie's dope. I saw a picture of somebody wearing one in Paris the other day. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
The tote bag is dope. I've actually gotten my eyes on that one. I'm ready for my box to arrive. We got things happening, baby. So hop on there, order some stuff for yourself, order some stuff for other members of the Seminole Nation, because giving gifts is a great way to tell people, just let them know you're thinking of them and spread love. You know what I'm saying? And also, we appreciate you buying multiple units that way. Also, we have a Linktree page. It is National Show, NATIONOLESHOW. There you'll find all of our social media links, all of our everything. Gangstaville also has a social media, Linktree page. It is /Linktree/Gangstaville, GAINSTAVILLE. I haven't misspelled that since the first episode. He is keeping that Linktree list full of everything, social medias, where you can find his music, because it's available on all the platforms, and there's tons coming out, or tons out, and more coming out, and you should listen to his music on all the different streaming platforms and like it and share it from all the different platforms, because that's the best way to support your friends that make music. And Gangstaville, great guy to call your friend. What else? I mentioned the merch. The merch. YouTube. If you see us right now, that means you're probably watching this on YouTube. Make sure you hit the little subscribe, the little bell. Holler. We're available. It comes out every Thursday. It's available also as an audio product, as a podcast. You can catch it, on betyourash.com or the Bet Your Ash feeds on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. The National Show is presented by Bet Your Ash Podcasting Network, BYAPN, B Yappin, and Broham. And that is everything. So, go Noles.
Yes, sir. Go Noles.
And you have just finished listening to The National Show with Gangsta, Fizil, and McGee.